All right, here we are. TGN League of Legends tournament. My name is Awall, and joining me is Cromar, and we've got our very first match on the offstage on this, what is going to essentially be the first round of games. I'm really excited about this. ReBoot Red and Top Hats and Monocles playing on the blue side. You want to go ahead and just start on the red side and break down the players and the different characters that are being used here?
Sure, absolutely. We have Patootie playing jungle, Amumu. Patootie's kind of the go-to jungler for ReBoot. He pretty much always plays jungle. We have Camera top solo Jax, and we have Dumo and Pneumatic bottom, or excuse me, top solo Camera Jax. I got that right. We have Corki and Lulu going bottom on Pneumatic, and excuse me, Pneumatic playing Corki, Dumo playing Lulu. I said it backwards. And then lastly, in the middle, we have Dagon playing Cassiopeia. Now the blue team, on the other hand, is running Ryze mid, Tarek and Graves bot, Vlad top, and Jungle Warwick. The picks, Patootie is a pretty serious jungler, so they're going to have a really tough time contending with him, and I don't see Amumu on the high-level plays as often. He used to be like the dominant jungler once upon a time, and I think he has a chance to kind of regain that throne because he is so powerful. He has probably one of the best ults in the whole game. Generally, when people say, what's the best ult in the game, they're generally going to say Amumu's ult. I mean, he's one of the top picks. So it's pretty incredible. Pneumatic is an incredible Corki player as well. They probably should have done a player-specific ban for that one because his farm is outrageous, and a fully farmed Corki is so dangerous. He's just incredible. It's one of the top ADs.
Well, let's keep a close eye on that CS to see how it's going. Wolves already down in the red jungle. Yeah. Blue jungle, red is being engaged right now. Wraith's already being cleared. Everybody heading out to their lanes. Jungle Wick handling business.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Are you live right now on your timer?
Yes, I am.
Okay, just wanted to double check.
I'm at 2:13. I'm at 2:14 right now, live on my timer.
Live, good. I just wanted to double check. Now, as far as the other players here, Camera is, kind of their go-to top solo, playing Jax, one of the most dangerous top solos. And I think we're going to see total domination from him because that's what he does every game against any opponent. And it's true. It's true.
Well, maybe we'll see an exception this game. Yeah. But yeah, so you're saying that's very dangerous. Let's keep a close eye on the action up there.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's a safe bet for first blood, as a matter of fact. And not just because it's Vlad, but because it's Camera playing Jax. There you go. We also have Lulu bottom. I keep trying to call her Lux. Lulu bottom, who's just a great support with amazing burst at low levels. And we just saw it a second ago. Graves was under half from just a couple of bursts off Lulu. And that's just what Lulu does. She's just really powerful. In addition to being a solid support with CC and everything else. And a great
Talking
ult.
about that burst, look at that Graves just getting grilled down to a third health. Tarek forced to use that level 1 heal. Yeah. And a heal pot being blown at level 2 already.
Yeah, already Graves has to go through heals, even with Tarek's healing. That's what kind of power it is. And it takes nothing off Lulu, and Corki can free farm pretty much. I mean, there's almost nothing holding Corki back from free farming. So that's how powerful it's a combination of the champions and the player. It isn't just one or the other, it's both. Lulu's very powerful. Lulu's actually a semi-common ban. She hasn't been nerfed yet since her initial introduction. I don't believe she's been nerfed yet, but it'll happen. They're going to nerf her burst for sure, I'm almost certain. There's a lot of complaints about it. It's kind of out there. You know what I mean? It's pretty insane. Mid, Ryze is known as one of the most powerful characters due to the fact he's so simple and easy to play, and he's so powerful at that kind of low skill cap. Not that these players need a low skill cap. The point is that it's almost like you can't mess up. Cassiopeia, on the other hand, is much more challenging to play and much more prone to errors, missed skill shots, that sort of thing. But she's so powerful. The amount of damage she does, anti-sustain, you can call it, to the enemy team.
Here comes Warwick with a gank bottom, going straight for that Lulu. That was a double buff Warwick trying to make that happen. Unable to get it. Unable to get it. The Tarek stun, the timing was off there. His position, he was out of position. Yeah. Unable to get the proper stun. Otherwise, that would have been a first blood.
It could have been. It could have been. Keep in mind Corki's escapes and Lulu's ability to completely shut down and CC one enemy. It's really tough to catch them. I mean, both of them are very, very good at escaping. So, I mean, it isn't necessarily set in stone. And, blue team CCs, they have Tarek's Dazzle. Well, that was a close call there. Lulu bursting on Graves. Look at Graves' health again.
Here comes the Amumu. Here comes the Amumu for the gank mid. Cassiopeia trying to burst down that Ryze, instead getting bursted herself, having to pop her own healing potion. ReBoot Gaming's Patootie playing Amumu. The flash from Ryze, going for sort of the desperation kill on Cassiopeia, knowing that Ryze is going to die. trying to pull back, getting the hold, surviving in that situation because of the heal pot. Uncle Sam Rise pulling it out because of the help of Warwick coming out of the jungle to save the team. Now Patooty's in a tough situation here as Vlad and Warwick are going to be able to focus him down. I think that Patooty has a decent job of being able to escape with 80 HP, pulling back with the grab there.
First blood goes to blue team. Oh, I am so sorry. Top Hats and Monocles taking first blood away from ReBoot Gaming. It actually went down, so I was totally wrong. Matter of fact, take a look at Jack sitting up here farming while his lane opponent went down and secured that kill. That was a hell of a play. I'm not sure. I think Amumu went back for that stun in the hopes to survive just a little bit longer because he knew that Warwick's long range in his Q was going to secure that kill sooner or later, and that is what happened, exactly what happened eventually. Man, that was rough. Amumu got really way out of position up here. In part because of the previous exchange. We saw the exchange where Rise narrowly escaped, back and forth like that, but what really got me was Amumu diving back in there to try to stop Warwick as a desperation play, and it didn't work out for him. Oh, man. You don't normally see Amumu give up first blood because Amumu is such a tough tank, but if you're in the wrong position against two people without backup from your top lane, that's what really got to me. I'm so surprised that we didn't see a support from top lane on ReBoot. We only saw support from Top Hats and Monocles to make that happen. Without that support, caught out of position, I guess that's just how it goes. Even Amumu
looks like
go
Jax
down.
is jumping the bones. Never mind. Vlad with the troll
with
pull.
the troll
able
pull,
to pull back.
Yeah, the troll pull.
You know, Jax is so easy to spot on the map. When he gets aggressive, you see the blink, and all of a sudden he jumps into another location. But that troll pull, one of the best escape mechanisms in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, troll pull is really insanely powerful. It's a little too powerful, actually. It kind of makes it difficult to balance Vlad with that escape being so strong, making him immune to everything just about. And able to escape any CC, whatever, still keep moving, slow your enemies. I mean, it's got so many things at once. It's like, how do you balance Vlad? He seems like it's binary. Either he's going to be underpowered because you had to nerf his damage to compensate, or he's going to be overpowered because he has enough damage and sustain. It's really tough, and that's why you kind of see not so great Vlad games most of the time.
Hot action in the bottom lane. Lulu getting grilled down to low health there from Graves, and a little Tark stun in the bushes.
Nice burst.
Lulu able to... Yes. Lulu able to pull back, though, because of this Corki. The Corki pulling out the Gatling gun to push everyone back. They're sort of back at a stalemate situation there.
Yeah, Graves' burst
Amumu
with
coming out of the jungle
great.
here. Where do you think that Amumu's headed to? We haven't seen him really do too much harassment in the jungle,
Not yet.
any counter jungling yet.
Not yet.
And we just missed a kill.
Yeah, we just
missed the kill.
Just missed a kill. Graves got a little too big for his britches, going for that easy Lulu kill, or so he thought. And it went down to Corki. I mean, that's not a big surprise. Happens all the time. Successful bait from the low support, and the AD gives up a kill. Yeah, and there's...
Amumu pulling that Warwick. Warwick thought he was going to catch him in the triangle bushes.
Nope.
Instead, the Taric getting caught out of position.
Yeah.
Taric was going up to support that Warwick. Instead, he got killed.
Yeah.
2 kills now for red team, making up for that first blood.
Yeah, that really made up for it, for sure. I agree with you. And Amumu blew his ult already. I mean, that was a fast level 6, use your ult immediately, which is a good strategy. You want to get that thing going on cooldown and get back to farming. Amumu's ult's a very long cooldown that was recently reduced.
Altercation in the top lane, very low health Jax versus very low health Vlad, and that type of situation. It's anybody's game. Jax with the last smack there with 50 HP remaining, popping his last healing pot. That was disgusting.
That was
boy,
painful
that came
to
down
watch.
to a millisecond.
I feel quite bad for Vlad on that one. That was 1 Q or 1 E away from victory for Vlad. Nice exchange, though. I mean, if anybody's going to destroy Vlad in a one-on-one there, it's going to be Jax. But that was so close. Jax being like the old game's ultimate dueler right now with 3 or 4 of the people maybe in contention for that. But yeah, that was pretty nice. That was pretty close. I want to go back to taking a look at bot lane and the burst here, the burst potential, Corki versus Graves. The buckshot and the ult combo, and even the smoke grenade to a lesser extent on Graves, gives him crazy AoE burst on multiple targets and one target in particular, because, you know, hitting a multiple target multiple times with buckshot does less damage, and the collateral damage on the ult is reduced. And there was a nice burst from Lulu as well. But the thing is...
Nice save by Tark,
Yeah,
too.
It was a nice save by Tark for sure. But if Tark can land that Dazzle on a Lulu or on Corki before he can Valkyrie out of there, Graves' burst is something that, you know, it's really something to contend with. It's quite a bit. But I would say that Soraka, keep in mind Soraka was actually banned before the game, in case anybody didn't miss that. Soraka was banned. Otherwise, Soraka would have been a superior choice for Infuse to keep Graves going so he could basically spam Buckshot forever. As it stands, he doesn't have the mana pool to be able to just constantly spam Buckshot every time it's off cooldown. There's a downside to that strategy because inevitably you're going to accidentally kill minions, do too much damage to minions, miss CS, push your lane up too much. But if you're careful, you can avoid that, or you can just combine it with Quick Draw. Quick Draw past the minions, Buckshot, run away. A lot of players do that really effectively.
It looks like a fail gank bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Attempted gank there, getting spotted by that red ward in the triangle bush.
There's actually also a second red ward up at Dragon. The warding from ReBoot Gaming right now is very superior. It's almost impossible to get ganked anywhere because you see wards in the enemy jungle, another in the enemy jungle, in the river. I mean, they're basically everywhere. In the river outside Jax. I mean, they're everywhere. On the other hand, you know, the Top Hats and Monocles warding is nothing to sneeze at.
Patootie! Oh my gosh, Patootie going so buck wild there, immediately pulling down a kill. I thought there was going to be in a Top Hats and Monocles sandwich in the woods. Instead, they are the ones that get to engage in the lane, in between these two towers, where they can be safe. Cats gets taken out there by Graves. I think Tark is going to escape, but an amazing engage, and overall, ReBoot Gaming came out on top in that exchange.
For
Warwick also went down, and Uncle Sam Rise. So much blood in between these towers. Such hot early game action.
Yeah, that was amazing. Basically, they just were caught in a team fight they didn't want to fight, and Graves was very low, but he was able to come in. I think Graves recognized correctly that there was no chance he was going to survive that altercation, because even if he hadn't, and he just hugged the tower or tried to run to the bush and B or something like that, they would catch him after the rest of the team fight was over. So what he did was he went in and he said, screw you guys, I'm going to get a kill before I die, and he popped his ult and blew away Cassiopeia, which I think was completely the right thing to do. I don't think there's any other option for him. And
you have to. Yeah. Cassiopeia, those dots, they hurt.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it to make sure he got some kill, got rid of that very dangerous Cassiopeia before he died, because there's no way he was going to escape that. No health and 4 enemy players sitting there right next to him. Yeah, he was pretty much doomed. So that was a good move. As far as the rest of the team, they were caught in a really bad spot. Rise was caught in a really bad spot. He was exhausted. 3-on-1 underneath the brush here, and that was it. I mean, there was just no possible way he could escape that. Mumu with his ult, his second ult of the game. By the way, I meant to say earlier, Mumu's ult, the cooldown was actually reduced in the last patch, or a couple patches ago.
Is this dragon going to get jacked? No. Smite there
slow.
To secure that
slow.
Dragon. Oh, a Mumu engaging right on that Warwick. He's got a thirst for blood on that Warwick. Graves
fast.
coming in from the other side. It was sort of a ReBoot Gaming sandwich, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
ReBoot Gaming was able to pull that one out. I think because blue team was split in that situation, I think that's why they were at a disadvantage. Would you agree?
I agree. They got there way too late to the Dragon, and they were coming from 2 different sides and coming at staggering. They weren't coming at the same time. So they were able to focus people kind of in a line as they walked into them one set at one time. After that, it turned into a rout. And yeah, Graves.
Look at this Graves. He's tried to escape with his life. There was even a flash being blown there. I believe, Corki blew his flash right after using his Valkyrie just to make sure he would be down there and be able to zone that kill. Nice job them securing the kill. 2-10 already. 13 minutes into this thing, up by 8 kills as ReBoot Game.
Yeah, it's also a 6k gold advantage, and I want to see where that's at. Is that also in the farm? It looks like Pneumatic, oh wow, Camera's actually challenging Pneumatic for the throne of highest farm here, but they're both running over 100. Keep in mind that in a semi-pro or high elo game, your AD and to a lesser extent your other lanes want to manage about 80 farm per 10 minutes, and it's a little different at different points in the game, but that's a good rule of thumb, right? Well, we're at 13 minutes and they're both over 100, so they're definitely keeping up with that. A little closer to tourney level almost. So I can't wait to see what they're at the 20-minute mark. Corki in particular is a monster farmer after level 6. Because of the way his ultimate works, it's virtually free and virtually spammable, and it's so great for farming huge waves of minions. So I think that we're going to see, whereas Jax, still has to kind of beat people up manually, So I think that Corki's, as long as Corki's able to farm and kind of left alone, and which he will. I mean, Corki will make it happen. Pneumatic will make it happen here. As long as he's able to, he can use that ult to really just completely take over the farm. On blue team, on Top Hats and Monocles, we have kind of respectable farm out of Vladimir. He's really catching up, and he's not doing that bad. He's only given up 1 kill to Jax, and he's picked up an assist when he had that superior play mid, the first blood, of course. So he's actually doing extremely well. As far as the rest of the team,
he is.
As the rest of the team, Graves a little malnourished. He's 1-3. He's given up 3 deaths, which is not good. He picked up that one really good kill, the other kill for the team, which is on Cass bottom. We saw that. And the rest of the farm, I mean, it's really tough for him to farm right now. It's hard for him to keep up. And by the way, while we've been talking about this, Jack's already picked up 16 farm. I mean, that's how Camera is. He's just pro like that. Like, I don't even think 16 minions have been up to his lane. He just managed to find them anyway. I don't know how these people do that.
He warps in the minions and he makes them die. Well, it's all about manipulating the creeps in such a way. Oh, is Jax gonna dive this?
No.
Of course he shouldn't dive that. Not with the troll pool on board.
Absolutely.
Looks like an attempted gank. No, you know, I gotta admit, ReBoot Gaming being very apprehensive right now. Not really wanting to cross the river too much. Only starting to do so right now. Amumu just sort of poking here. Lots of warding going on. Making sure to be extra careful and not to lose that advantage.
Sure.
You see that Corki bottom lane? Chilling.
Yeah.
Stealthy ninja style.
Yeah, he doesn't want to just jump out. Oh, yeah, right as I said he jumps out.
Right as he said that, he jumps out and pushes that Graves back. Graves forced to go back there with a 3rd health. Do you see this zoning that's happening in the middle lane? I don't even want to call it zoning. They're just straight pushing this Ryze back.
Yeah.
Ryze doesn't even have an option because of this Lulu and Cassiopeia to even go a few feet past the front of that tower. He'll just get master blasted by those dots.
Yeah, absolutely. Cass could just, the range on Cass's poison pool is so long. And now here she is harassing Warwick. This may be fatal for Cass. You don't want to harass Warwick while he's in the jungle like that, because you're going to have him and you're going to have mid lane and God knows what else coming on you. But I think that ReBoot's becoming confident in their area of superiority now that we're past the 16-minute mark. I mean, that's why we saw that huge ballsy offensive move by Corki a minute ago. I think ReBoot's got the point where they're ready to start pushing their advantage. You don't want to do it too early. Remember, you have to have levels. The towers, you have to have some level before you start diving towers. I mean, come on. So there is a little bit of time you have to wait. I think they've crossed that barrier and they're ready to go. Matter of fact, we see a nice dive here.
Ryze is getting completely dove there in the mid lane. Patootie blowing that ultimate as Amumu able to secure the kill. There is Corki, just the man you want to give the kill.
Sure.
Nasty. They're up by 9 kills now. Mid tower's down, bottom tower's down. 2-tower advantage for ReBoot Gaming.
Yeah, that's a pretty big advantage for ReBoot. That's getting the 2nd tower just like that, almost totally uncontested. Like you said, Ryze is completely zoned. I don't even want to call it zoning. It was so zoned. But look at Lulu with this dive. What is she doing?
It's almost domination in that mid lane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're going to try to catch Warwick.
Hopefully he doesn't get caught out of position. Warwick very wisely picking up that oracles. At this point in the game, you see a lot of pro jungles and pro supports picking up their oracles around the 10-minute mark in higher level games. Jax smacking that top tower. Top tower will now be down. All 3 first-tier towers gonna be down already at the 17-minute mark.
Yeah, it's a huge
ReBoot
deal.
Now able to start controlling this map.
Yeah, and Corki's working on that farm. Let's keep an eye on that farm watch. We're at about 150 for Corki and Jax, and I'm rounding, and 17:45 on the time. So we'll check at 20 minutes and see what they got on farm and see if these guys are ready for the big leagues, which I'm spoiler alert, they are. So, but on terms of blue team's farm, Graves only just now crossing the 100 barrier, and everybody else lagging behind except Vlad. Vlad is still managing to keep up pretty well, I think. He's actually not doing bad at all for a solo laner. So I'm looking to see more of that out of Vlad. I'm hoping Vlad's superior farm will actually contribute to the team fights, and that Hemo Plague will actually do some serious damage. It's such a powerful AoE, and if ReBoot's not careful, it can actually it can really hurt them. It really can hurt them. Even Corki, you can't escape a Hemo Plague no matter how good your escape is. So that actually may be pivotal in a fight. If they got to catch him in the right position. I don't think ReBoot's going to fall for that. I don't think ReBoot's going to stand in one place and say, "Hey Vlad, come ult us," because they're a little smarter than that. But we'll see.
Well, we'll see. Mistakes can be made, and anybody can win any day in League of Legends. Trust me, I've been way ahead in games before. I'm not on the level of ReBoot Gaming, but I'm sure you've experienced it too before.
Sure.
You think you have it in the bag, and it gets turned around with an ace or something like that.
Some critical
so that
mistake.
can definitely happen. Yes, absolutely. And right now, up by 11k gold is ReBoot Gaming. The Warwick, so low on health, getting finished off by that nasty Corki ultimate you were talking about earlier. Jax coming in and finishing off Ryze. Nothing Ryze could do. At that point, Top Hats and Monocle forced to flee. Pink Tarek's got to take those fancy boots back to the base. I think that this mid tower is in grave danger, as that's going to be 4 towers down to only 1 for Top Hats and Monocles. Troll pull out of there, Vlad. You're in a tough situation. Patootie deciding to dive with the Mumu, getting gangsta with that ultimate. Amumu can afford to do so at level 11. He does have enough HP. Vladimir gets taken out. Corki with the double kill.
Look at
Straight
Corki's
diving
positioning.
that Graves.
Look at Corki's positioning. That's Corki. He doesn't use his Valkyrie for escaping. He uses it for murdering.
Warwick ultimating that Corki to punish him for the nasty things he's done. The Valkyrie wasn't quite cooled down
yet.
there. That was actually fairly lulzy.
Yeah, that was. I mean, we kind of saw that coming. I mean, he blew the Valkyrie for his super offense double tower dive, which was, A+ for showmanship, but maybe not the best maneuver. And it just wasn't up in time. It's a long cooldown ability. It just wasn't up in time to escape, and he had to pay for that. Still, no, he got a double kill. I mean, in the end, it worked out, although the double kill wasn't guaranteed. I'm just saying that you probably shouldn't double tower dive into their base at 20 minutes at level 15 or whatever Corki is right now. So that's all I'm saying.
I thought it was entertaining as hell. So
yes,
thank you very much for doing it.
showmanship is what I care about. Yes,
they're live on the air, man. People will do things that are unexpected for that reason.
For sure. Very, very nice. Yeah, and there was also an really nice Amumu ult too. It really caught people in just the right position. So I thought that was a pretty well executed team fight, other than the over aggressiveness, but it worked out for them. Where are we at on Corki with 167 farm, just under 21 minutes? That's pretty much above what you want at a high elo. So he's already beating his score at a high elo, and that's considering that he's been so aggressive with kills.
We're gonna have, I'm sorry, camera closing in on this Vlad in the woods here. Vlad not knowing that Jax was there.
Yeah, just completely
ReBoot
caught
Gaming
him.
have the superior warding right now. I'm gonna hit my
By
F1
far.
and F2 button. I mean, look at the warding here on your minimap, guys. Look at all those red dots.
Yeah.
Take a look at the blue dots. Not so many on the blue dots right now.
No, not at all. Not at all. There's definitely way better awareness vision for ReBoot Gaming right now. And yeah, that's why he got caught, just like you said. He's still Vlad. He's still a little decently fed. He's got decent defenses, and he's got his troll pool. So Jax wasn't able to get the kill. Otherwise, he would have. Take a look at bottom lane.
Bottom lane. Oh boy.
Yeah, that was a close one. Corki actually just...
I've almost missed that one. Yeah, Corki having to pull back, though.
Yeah, Corki had to pull back. He got a little too big for his britches there. He's level 14. I actually overestimated his level a little bit. But he's going for the ult spam on Graves. Fortunately, Graves is able to just barely escape. Corki has a limit on how much he can spam his ultimate. It's like a missile counter. So he has to wait for it to recharge before he can go back to spamming again. It's like an additional thing on top of the cooldown. So that's why he was basically out of missiles. He couldn't spam down Graves.
Do you see this extremely tense situation here in the woods?
Yeah,
in
there's the initiate. Oh, man.
Oh, he didn't know all those people were in the bushes there. Warwick trying to dive in. Warwick still up, though, all the way through that fight. It didn't matter. I think at this point, it's all about ReBoot Gaming being farmed so much is the reason why they came out without any deaths in that situation, if I were to say so. Rise gonna be able to survive.
Yeah.
ReBoot Gaming profiting off of that one. No doubt gonna knock down that, at least that bottom or mid tower with that win.
By the way, Vlad was able to land a Hemoplague on the entire enemy team, but the damage was just not there. The damage was just inadequate. I think it's a matter of levels. I mean, ReBoot is just way ahead in levels and experience and gold right now. And yeah, there's a surrender.
Ooh, there's the surrender.
After that team fight, and seeing that your last hope, the Vlad ult, was so inadequate. I mean, that's it. Where you got to admit that it's done.
Victory.
Oh, so winners ReBoot Gaming.
Winners are ReBoot Gaming. Everybody watching this live, congratulate ReBoot Gaming in the chat. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this game. On behalf of myself, Awall, and Cromar, thanks for casting this one with me, man. We've got a lot more League of Legends action coming up.
Absolutely. See you next game.
Stay tuned and subscribe to this channel, sucker.